Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, and yes, we've got something new. Today is our very first podcast named The RAMble.
The RAMble.
The RAMble. Do you get what we did? The RAMble. Yeah, it's just a play on words, but it's a bit of fun. And I'm not on my own. I have a brand new co-host. So do you want to introduce yourself, Mr. Newbrook?
Hello everybody, my name is Andy Newbrook. I've worked in tech for the last too long. I like talking tech, I like talking security. Me and Matt got together and said, shall we start a podcast? It's taken us about 4 years to get it going, but here we are.
Indeed. I'm looking forward to kind of building this podcast and hopefully building a massive audience and talking all things tech. Now, everybody who follows this channel know who I am, but we're going to do some very small introductions. My name is Matt Giles. I am the founder and MD of Pre-Love Tech Limited, and we are a IT and mobile recycling and re-commerce company.
And I am Andy Newbrook. As I say, I've been working in technology for a really long time. I'm a business consultant and I talk about cybersecurity, Office 365, do a lot of hardware sales. Just an all-round geek.
And how long have we known each other for? A while now, isn't it?
2020, yeah, it was COVID, just after COVID.
I met Andy when I'd set up my business and somebody who worked for me reached out to him to try and get you as a customer.
Yep.
And we had a brief coffee down in Ironbridge, and I don't think we've looked back, have we?
No, we actually came to our stag do.
I did, yes, honourably went to the stag do, which was a good weekend. And yeah, we've just been doing business ever since, really, haven't we?
Yeah, it's been good.
So today we are literally introducing the podcast. We want some feedback from you guys. What would you like to hear us talk about? Please drop it down in the comments below. If there's any topic across the whole spectrum of tech, whether it's looking at brand new products, talking about the latest tech news, or just having a bit of a ramble. Yeah, I managed to get it in there. But even if you just want to have a bit of a conversation, we're also looking for guests. If you want to come on to the podcast, more than happy to have you along. So yeah, please drop some comments down below and let us know what you'd like to hear from us. But today, I think with us being in November and Black Friday being very, very close and just around the corner, we thought we'd have a conversation about Black Friday. What is it all about? Is it a myth? Is it reality? Can you make some savings? And what we think about the whole, what is it? It's just like a big hullabaloo about Black Friday. So yeah, what do you think?
I didn't really know what it was to begin with. When you said let's talk about Black Friday, I thought, well, first of all, we need to know where did it originate from. Yeah. And I didn't know. So I went straight to ChatGPT, as I usually do. And typed in, where did Black Friday originate from? And it was really quite interesting because it came from accountants, and it was about being in the black because all year you're in the red. And if we've stockpiled lots of typically like technology or products, and let's sell it for cheap and get back into the black, which I thought was quite interesting. But Black Friday seems to be a black week. It seems to be a let's sell everything we possibly can, and that's where, is it myth, is it not, am I going to get a good deal, am I not going to get a good deal? And I suppose that's why we really wanted to talk about it today, because from my point of view, I actually think that you can get some really good deals, but you just have to be careful, especially when it comes to technology.
Obviously as part of our job, we refurbish and resell equipment. So for us, like we're always looking to the end of November to say, right, what deals can we? And we do use it to like ship out a whole bunch of tech. And to be fair, November is generally that month that we kind of see a ramp up in sales. And I didn't know where it came from myself either, but I can kind of relate to it definitely. You spend all year trying to sell everything, living on that bubble. And then you hit the peak shopping season and bang, you can just let go a load of stock. But one of the questions that I've always thought, and as a consumer as well, it's like, well, are you really getting a deal? Are you really getting a deal? Because, how are the prices worked? Do we see like inflated RRP prices from larger retailers to then knock you down when you're actually at the till to make you feel like you're getting a deal? Or it's really difficult to kind of...
Yeah, I think from my experience when it comes to laptop sales, I don't think all year round the prices are inflated, but the reasons why the prices are coming down is because there's a stockpile. Somebody's got too many laptops, there might be 1,000 in stock that they haven't sold. Let's reduce the price by £50 or £100. You are getting a deal. But what I would say is you're only getting a deal if you need it.
Yeah.
Don't look at something and go, oh, brilliant, I can buy a 75-inch TV for my dining room because it's only 250 quid. Do you need a 75-inch TV?
And I have to say, I am definitely one of those people that I'll walk into a shop and I'll see 150 quid off. I might not necessarily need it, but I'm like, it's too much of a good deal to pass upon. I've got to go out and buy it. And really, do I need it? Probably not. Can I afford it? But it's such a good deal. And it's like, you just get drawn in. Now, one thing that I have kind of seen is that larger retailers will definitely offer really good prices, but they offer kind of good prices on really key items to draw you into the shop, and then hope that you will then cross-spend onto other products that might not necessarily be heavily discounted.
Yeah.
They'll almost use those big products like loss leaders to get you through the door.
Yeah.
However, I think as a consumer, as long as you're getting a good price, is there anything wrong with that? Probably not. Now, I think Black Friday as well has gone from like one day into 2 weeks almost.
2 weeks.
Because like you get pre-Black Friday deals, then you get Black Friday deals, then you get Cyber Monday deals.
Cyber Monday.
So I'm not sure where Cyber Monday actually came from.
Maybe that's another pod.
That might be another. If you know where Cyber Monday has come from, how it got its name Cyber Monday, please comment down below. Now, I do know that from research, although there's not a massive amount of kind of numbers out there, I think last year we did 5.6 billion in sales over the Black Friday period. It was down from 7.1 billion the previous year, but I think stats show that about 59% of that was tech-based items.
What would be really interesting to know, I think, is that of how many Black Friday deals actually happen in person at retail stores. Because everybody's jumped on Black Friday. You'll see it on LinkedIn all the time. People have got Black Friday deals, and you think, well, you're my local construction man. You're the local builder, and you're doing Black Friday. It does seem to have taken a leap to online only.
Yeah.
Is it in stores? And the thing that, from my point of view, is when it is online, we've got to make sure that we're secure.
100%. Actually, that leads me on to, and I have prepared in my notes, and I'm going to I don't know if you know about this, but I've got Matt's top 5 tips for Black Friday. Feels like there should be like a little bit of a fanfare there. They're not that great, but hey, might help you, might not help you. But anyway, I've got my top 5 tips for Black Friday success, and I'm going to read them out. I'm going to get Mr. Newbrook's input on them just to see what he thinks. So, tip number 1, and I think we've already commented on it a little bit, make a priority list. So avoid impulse buys.
Yeah.
Go out, know what you want to buy, and go out and get that. I mean, what do you think?
I think that's absolutely key. If you are just impulse buying and you just sit there and go, hey, I've got £250 off a washing machine and I've already got a washing machine, don't buy it.
Yeah.
The wife won't be happy.
No, definitely. And I think to know whether you're going to get a good deal, there's several websites out there that you can like price track, so you can see historic prices to see if they have been reduced down, like Price Runner UK or Camel are 2 websites that are really well known for price tracking. So you can.
I wasn't aware of those.
Yeah. So I've used Price Runner before. If I want to know if I'm going to get a good deal, you can see the price history on it.
Wow.
I'm not 100% certain how far that price tracking goes back, but at least you can. I think it's minimum 3 months, so you can see the kind of like the price trends and if the retailer has actually given a good discount. So it might have been £500 like 3 months ago, and it's up for £350. You can see that actually the price has been reduced, and you're getting a really good deal out of it. So I'll post them links in the description as well, so you guys can access them. But 2 really, really good websites for you to quickly and easily kind of track pricing, and that's pretty good.
Right.
Tip number 2, set price alerts. Now, I didn't know you could do this, but apparently on some online stores like Amazon, and who was the other one that I looked for? I think Currys do it as well. You can actually set price alerts on products that you like.
Right, okay.
So if you see something, maybe a cool laptop that you want to buy, and you think, right, I'm going to hang on and see if I can get a Black Friday, you can set a price alert so it'll ping over to you when that product has been reduced.
Right, okay. Can you set a limit? So, for instance, if I wanted to buy a laptop but I didn't want to spend any more than £500, then would it alert me?
I should have done my research a little bit better.
No.
You may be able to, you may not. But it's worth just popping onto the retailer and their website just to see kind of like the limits of what you can do. I think you can, because when you're buying something, you can search by price bracket.
Yeah.
And I think really when a lot of people are searching for a product, they will look at around, like I say, right, I only want to spend 500 quid. I'm going to search for products that are maybe 350 to 750 maybe, because that's kind of in my bracket. And if there's a good Black Friday discount, then that will fall into my available budget. But I think setting up price alerts is really, really good. At least you'll be well notified in advance that the price is starting to come down.
And it'll reduce that impulse buying.
100%. I'm worse at impulse buying, honestly.
Oh, me too.
I'll come home with like a cowboy hat and one of those bouncy things like that. It was near the till. I can't help it. A funny thing, right, and a story that my partner Nikki, who has been on this channel before, sent me out for washing tablets. I spent £59. I came back with rum, with sweets, with cake, and I walked to the car and then had to go back to get the washing tablets.
Yeah, no, I'm exactly the same.
I'm awful.
The local Sainsbury's for us, I tell you what.
That's where I went.
Yeah, honestly, I'll go there for one thing and I've spent 30 quid and I'm like, why do I do this to myself?
And as you can tell, we live very close together. Although we work kind of together as well, we live very close together. We're kind of neighbours. So, and I'm honorary cat uncle.
He is my cat uncle.
I do the cat looking after when Andy is away on holiday, which I love doing because I love cats. Anyway, back to the Black Friday. Check return policies. I think this is a really, really important one because certain e-tailers or retailers may have different return policies for Black Friday deals. So it's definitely worth checking out the T's and C's so you know where you stand. If you get a product and it goes wrong or you don't necessarily like it and you've changed your mind, check the returns policies, check the T's and C's around it because it's definitely worth knowing. I think so.
Yeah, absolutely. The last thing you want to do is buy a product, arrive and go, actually, or the wife says, we don't need this,
let's
send it back. Yes, send it back, and you can't.
Yeah.
You know, it's not really a bargain then, you're lumped with something quite expensive that you don't need.
Exactly. So tip number 4, which is a really good one, and we've already touched on this once. Black Friday is no longer just a one-day thing. We've seen it kind of morph into this 2-week like fanfare of an event. Consider early Black Friday deals. And what I have seen is a lot of e-tailers and retailers jumping on the Black Friday bandwagon and saying, right, we're going to beat this November the 29th thing, and we're going to have pre-Black Friday deals to try and get ahead of the queue.
All right.
No, I didn't know that it kind of existed either, but I can kind of understand it really. We sell a lot of our products on Amazon, eBay, Back Market, for example, and we've already started looking at offering either discount coupons and stuff ahead of Black Friday because we know that everybody is going to be wanting to do that whole Black Friday. I want to get a deal. It's Black Friday historically is the kick-off day for peak season shopping, and we know that as soon as 29th of November hits, you've got 3 weeks really until Christmas. You've got 3 weeks worth of shopping. So we try and like jump ahead of the queue and say, right, how many customers can we snag before actual Black Friday? So I think that's a really, really good one. And use that in combination with your price tracking to see whether items have been reduced so you can get pre-Black Friday deals.
Very good.
And the last point is definitely one that I hope will have a lot to say about. Shop reputable e-tailers if you're shopping online, and be aware of phishing and scams. This is a perfect introduction for you to talk about phishing, scams, cybersecurity, because the next podcast will be all about cybersecurity, which is this man in a nutshell.
Not in a nutshell.
Not in a nutshell, but
no,
very knowledgeable anyway.
Yes, thank you. So for me, if I was going to give some top tips around security for Black Friday, when you're on websites, make sure that there's an SSL certificate. That's Geek Talk for. In the domain, you'll see HTTP. You want the S.
Yeah.
You know, if there's an S there, you're pretty safe to shop on that website. If there's not an S there, don't do it. One of the things you mentioned was coupons. There'll be a lot of fake coupons out there.
100%.
Drop in a discount code or take you to this link to download a discount code. That link may not be a reputable site. It could have some sort of malware there. All year round we should be looking at cybersecurity. We should be looking at phishing. We should be looking at keeping safe online. when there's offers, getting you to do something quickly, that's where our cyber attackers, they love it, because they're like, you're going to make a decision real quickly. You think you're getting a bargain, buy, and unfortunately, buy your money, and you're not going to receive the product.
And it's all too common nowadays. So we got caught the other week. We'd gone down to London to do a collection, and this isn't about cybersecurity, but it's the same kind of online phishing type thing. We'd gone down to London, we had paid the green air fee, the congestion charge, or whatever it's called, and Nikki went online, found the searched for the website, thought it was the website, painted it as a phishing website, and it was a sponsored link as well. So they'll even kind of book a sponsored link at the top of Google, even though it's a phishing website. Paid the 38 quid, whatever it was, and then realised as soon as she pressed it, this isn't the government website. And that's how easy it is. And I said, it's key. It's key being safe and secure online. One other thing, I don't know what you think about this as well. Personally, when I go spending online, I don't use my current account. I always use a credit card, because your money is secure, and if anything goes wrong, the credit card company will have you secured, as opposed to your current account. So, money comes straight out of your bank, it's your money, but you're spending the credit card's company's money first. So that's a little tip from me. I always use a credit card when I'm spending online. I never use my current account, just because you're more secure and you're more likely to get your money back.
Yeah, absolutely. If you haven't got a credit card and you do need to just use a bank card, just make sure that there are alerts for any unauthorised purchases. If there's set a limit with your bank, just give the bank a call, set a limit of a certain amount of money. Anything that goes above that, they'll call you and say, do you want this to go ahead? It might seem like an inconvenience, it might take an extra 5 minutes to make that purchase, but we always say in cybersecurity, slow everything down. That bargain's still going to be in your basket when, just give it 5 minutes just to make sure that it is a correct website.
And one last thing, because I was almost caught out of this as well. If you are going into a shop and then thinking, right, I'm just going to go and have a Costa, I'm going to hook onto the Costa's Wi-Fi to make that purchase, use a VPN. We're not sponsored by anyone. I use Surfshark. NordVPN is another good one. My phone is always on a secure VPN whenever I'm out on a public Wi-Fi. So if you are shopping and then going for a coffee to mull over your purchases and you want to buy while you're out and collect, use a VPN or just go back to the shop and pay over the counter.
Yep, good tip.
That's my top 5 tips.
Hey.
I hope you've enjoyed the top 5 tips. And to be honest with you, I think being the first podcast, we just wanted to do an introduction, say who we are, have a brief chat about Black Friday. I hope those top 5 tips and our little discussion has been of some help. And we're going to close our first podcast there, I think.
Okay.
As I said earlier on, if you have got any ideas about what you would like to see us chat about, please pop them down in the comments. We would appreciate a big thumbs up and a subscribe to the channel as well, because we're aiming to grow this podcast into a tech monster to talk about all things tech. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Next podcast will be out in hopefully about 2 weeks' time, where we're going to talk all about cybersecurity and help you be more secure online for yourself and for your business. But until then, from Matt and...
No, I'm Andy.
From Matt and from Andy, this has been The RAMble. We'll see you on the next podcast. Goodbye for now.
Goodbye.